everyone, всем привет! Welcome to my channel AllasYummyFood and my online cooking school. Today I'm gonna show you how to make these delicious raspberry and red velvet cakes. They're perfect if you're serving them as a slice, they're perfect if you're selling them as slices, or if you just want to enjoy something a bit fancier. They have really delicious moist red velvet sponges, creamy vanilla cream, vanilla creamy cream, and the sponges are soaked in raspberry puree with raspberry layers in the middle as well. It's so yummy, so delicious. It's a perfect cake for those who love red velvet, as you won't be able to stop eating it. If you want to get access to this recipe, including 500 other amazing recipes, you can join my online cooking school at AllasYummyFood.com/recipes and join thousands of other students just like you. And we have our amazing cooking and baking community. You have my support, you have no ads in my membership, and it's just super easy to search for any recipe, so you don't have to break your head anymore. You also save time and money because all the recipes are 100% tested, so you'll never fail and waste any of that. I really hope you join our online cooking school, and you can find more details down below in my description box, or you can check it out on my website. Now let's get cooking. In a bowl, you want to add your sugar and butter together and whisk for a few minutes until it becomes white and pale. This can take 3 to 5 minutes depending on your electrical whisk and the speed that you're whisking it, but it should be nice pale color just like this. You then want to add vanilla extract, mix this through one more time, and then slowly start adding eggs one at a time. It's important that you add one egg, mix it through until you don't see the egg anymore, and then you can add your second egg and keep whisking. The mixture will start to become nice and smooth, and you'll be able to see how beautiful it is. In a different bowl, you're going to add all your dry ingredients: flour, cocoa powder, salt, baking soda, and baking powder, and mix it all together until it's nice and smooth. You're then going to add half of your dry ingredients into the bowl with butter and sugar mixture and whisk until it's mixed through. You don't want to whisk for too long, just enough until the mixture is smooth. Then we're going to add your buttermilk or kefir oil, and we're going to mix this again. Once it's all mixed and nice and smooth, then you want to add your red food coloring. You do need a lot of red food coloring to give it a nice red color, so just up to you how much you want to add. You can control. Bear in mind that the color will fade in the oven. Lastly, add remaining dry ingredients and mix through with a spatula or your whisk until you get an even mixture. I'm using my electrical whisk very quickly, and then I'm going to go around with my spatula and fold any bits of dough that could be stuck on the sides or at the bottom. So definitely just make sure it's all mixed through. Do not overmix the batter or the sponges not going to be soft. You just want to mix it enough until they are incorporated. If you feel like your color is not red enough, just add a bit more red food coloring and just mix it through. Now I'm really happy with this color. You will be getting around 710 grams of batter, and you're going to divide it evenly into 2 piping bags, or you can also use 2 bags. I'll leave all the measurements in the recipe in the membership. Then you're going to place your A4 sheet under the baking paper, and this will give us an indication where to pipe. And we're going to pipe the first bag evenly onto a square and use it as a guideline for the cake. So I just pipe these little sausages like that. It just makes it so much easier to see and make the cake. Once you've done that, use spatula to even out the cake, and then place it in the preheated oven for 20 to 25 minutes. You can always check with a toothpick if it's ready, but the mixture should not be brown. So just check after 15-20 minutes to make sure your cake is done. It could be faster or shorter. It just depends on your oven. So then I'm just going to take my A4 sheet paper and just cut out even cake layers. You don't have to use the sheet, just make a nice square and then keep all the leftovers. And then I'm going to measure my cake, and I'm going to get out 5 layers out of this cake. So I'm just going to divide them evenly. You could also make only 2 layers. This is completely up to you. Once your cake has been cut, you want to gently run a spatula under the cake and just leave it to cool down fully. We're going to repeat this process with the rest of the dough and bake the cake again. We're going to leave 5 layers, and we're going to leave 1 layer to keep for the coating around the cakes. To make our cream cheese frosting, I'm going to whisk my double cream separately and then whisk my cream cheese, mix everything together. You can also do this all together in one bowl. Then you want to add your melted white chocolate. Make sure it's not hot so you don't ruin your mixture. And then add your vanilla extract and then your cream. You want to add everything in stages so that your beautiful cream is nice and smooth. Once your cream is done, you want to place it into a piping bag, and you can either put it into the fridge or leave it in a counter if you're going to assemble the cake straight away. With your leftover cake bits, we're going to dry them out in the oven for about 30 minutes at a low temperature. We want to really dry them out so we can use them as crumbs around the cake. Now it's time to assemble the cake. Place first layer of the cake onto a board, and I like to assemble it straight away onto a decorative board. If you're using raspberry puree, using a pastry brush, go over the sponge cake, and then you want to add your cream. I use a piping bag to evenly distribute the cream between the sponges, so just divide your cream roughly between 5 sponges, and then start piping that up. You want to soak each sponge and then add more cream. And when you add your third sponge, you're going to add a good amount of raspberry jam, and then you're going to add the cream and repeat until all the layers are done. At the very end, just cover your cake in the leftover cream cheese just to make it nice and smooth. If you really want more of a raspberry flavor, you can add raspberry jam in between 2 or 3 layers and just give it more of a kinky flavor. So once you've finished your cake in cream, you're gonna set it aside into the fridge for at least 30 minutes to set. And once your cake crumbs are done, we're gonna take them out and place them into a food processor, blitz them together until you get nice fine crumbs. Then you're gonna take your crumbs and decorate your cake on top, all over the sides, by using your palm and pressing onto the cake. You can decorate as you like. You can make it fully red, or you can leave a bit of a white cream cheese frosting there. I have also left a little bit of cream cheese frosting and put it into a piping bag with a star-shaped nozzle to create this beautiful pattern. And I'm going to decorate it with fresh raspberries. And there we go. Beautiful red velvet raspberry cake is done. It is so delicious, so moist, so soft. Absolutely my favorite. I think you're going to love this recipe, guys.